We're going to read a couple of articles on depression. It's because it is a part of our 3 trilogy series of some of the things that are plaguing America right now. Some things we're all struggling with in one way or another. We did anxiety. Now we're doing depression. So I have about 2 articles that I want to read. 2 good ones. So mental health information, National Institution of Mental Health. Very nice, reputable. Seems like, click the link, click here. A little bit of information on this website, an official website of the United States government. Okay, you can take that as you will. And now we have all of the information that depression entails. So this is what I wanted to read today. So what is depression? What the fuck is it? Everyone feels sad or low sometimes, but these feelings usually pass with time. Depression, also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression, is different. It can cause severe symptoms that affect how you feel, think, and handle daily activities, such as sleeping, eating, or working out. It just says working, but I added the working out part because I'm a fucking fiend. It is an illness that affects you, or that affects anyone regardless of age, race, income, culture, or education. Research suggests that genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors play a role in depression. Okay, so you can get hit in like any direction, right? So this is going to be smacking you all up in your head if you really don't know what's going on. Like when I used to, or for example, when I used to have, or not used to have, because I feel like it's always, since it's a disease, right? It's with you, but you can like learn better coping skills and stuff like that. So when I had it, at its peak, it really doesn't, you don't know what it is until it's over, or until like you're in the middle of it. It's like, man, you can't move. You can't eat, you can't sleep, can't do anything. Sleeping is usually the only thing you can do. Bed rot. It's like, damn, that's the only thing that feels good. Everything else is garbage. Depression is one of the most common mental disorders in the United States. The symptoms range from mild to severe and can disrupt a person's ability to carry out everyday activities. It is linked to increased health care costs and other health conditions like heart disease and diabetes. It is also a risk factor for suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Grab my water. So, again, right, it's all coming back to what it actually is, what it does, what it can, like how it affects people in their daily life. Maybe you've felt one of these symptoms before. You don't want to do anything. That's definitely what it felt like for me. It's nuts. You don't know. It's just like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with me type shit. You know what I mean? Someone's bumping music all out outside. NIMH is funding and conducting research to learn more about what causes depression, how it affects the brain, and how to treat it effectively. We're working to improve existing treatments like medications, talk therapy, including telehealth and online options. Hey, we do telehealth at my job. And brain stimulation therapy. We're investigating ways to identify which treatment will work best for a specific person and tailor treatments based on a person's unique characteristics and traits. We're supporting research to develop and test therapies for people with treatment-resistant depression. Treatment-resistant depression. Wow, that sounds bugged out. Who don't improve after trying multiple treatment options. We are also exploring new methods to prevent and treat depression and improve the delivery of care for people living with depression. Okay. So All of that sounds very well and good, right? I'm hearing you loud and clear, but fundamentally, like, you would want it really does seem like nobody knows or can help you. It's hard. It's a hard thing to go through. But this right here, like treatment resistant depression, I've never even heard of that. That sounds like some real dog days right there. Okay. Explore clinical trials about depression. So this was a good article, short and sweet, very clean. Even came with a little video. Let's watch the video. You know, we're streaming right now, but like, why not? Let's watch the video. Here, we turn the music off.
Got 60 seconds?
Yes, we
Take
do.
a mental health minute to learn about depression disorders. They cause symptoms that affect how you feel, how you think, and how you handle daily life. Depression should be treated by health professionals. Don't try to handle it alone or treat it with alcohol or illegal drugs. Treatments include psychotherapy or talk therapy, medication, and sometimes brain stimulation therapy. These treatments may also be used in combination with one another. If you think you might have depression, talk to a trusted friend, family member, or healthcare provider. The earlier treatment begins, the more effective it is. Learn more about depression through the NIMH website and take 60 seconds to share this mental health minute to help someone else.
Nice. Sorry. How I fixed my depression, Giga Chat face. What the fuck? Oh my god. But, damn, we're supposed to be talking about... No, just because we're talking about depression doesn't mean we have to be sad. Fuck all that. Hell no. Hell no. If you're watching this and you're depressed, there you go. Justin, if you can't scream, I'll do it for you. Fuck yeah. Okay. Now we have another one. Another article. This one, the World Health Organization. Who are you? World Health Organization info. Disease outbreaks. Angola. Wow, okay. Depressive disorder. Depression. Key facts. Depression is a common mental disorder. Globally, an estimated 5% of adults suffer from depression. Women are more affected, or women are affected by depression more than men. Depression can lead to suicide. There is effective treatment for mild, moderate, and severe depression. Okay. Good. Overview. Depressive disorder, also known as depression, is a common mental disorder. It involves depressed moods or a loss or pleasure or interest in activities for long periods of time. Depression is different from regular mood changes and feelings about everyday life. It can affect all aspects of life, including relationships with family, friends, and community. It can result from or lead to problems at school and work. Depression can happen to anyone. People have lived through abuse, severe losses, or stressful events are more likely to develop depression. Women are more likely to have depression than men. An estimated 3.8. So this one thing I'm noticing, I mean, this is the overview, but this is just like cold hard facts. This article was a lot juicier. You know, there's like a little personality in it, punchy, very quick. But this one is just these are the fucking numbers, gang. All right, good. Boring, but good. An estimated 3.8% of the population experienced depression, including 5% of adults, 4 among men and 6 among women, and 5.7% of the adults older than 60 years old. Wow. Wow. I didn't expect that. Damn. Approximately 28 million people in the world have depression. Depression is about 50% more common among women than men. Worldwide, more than 10% of pregnant women and women who have just given birth experience depression. 2. More than 700,000 people die due to suicide every year. Oh my God. That's a lot of people. What the fuck? I didn't know it was that big. Suicide, that's what? Percent-wise, I have no idea, because I don't know how many people are on Earth now. Suicide is the 4th leading cause of death in 15 to 29-year-olds. Jesus. Although there are known effective treatments for mental disorders, more than 75% of people in low and middle income countries receive no treatment. 3. Barriers to effect care, including lack of investment in mental care, lack of training, healthcare providers, or training healthcare providers, and social stigma associated with mental disorders. Very true. You want your people to get better, but you don't want to invest in your people in getting better. That's what I don't get. It's America. America is literally one giant company that also is just housing like 16 billion small companies. That's what it feels like. I don't give a fuck about you. Good water. Okay, symptoms and patterns. During a depressive episode, a person experiences depressed moods, feeling sad, irritable, and empty. They may feel a loss of pleasure or interest in activities. A depressive episode is different from regular mood fluctuations. They last most of the day, nearly every day, for the past 2 weeks. For at least 2 weeks, yeah, that checks out for sure. Other symptoms are also present, which may include poor concentration, feelings of excessive guilt or low self-worth, hopelessness about the future, thoughts about dying or suicide, disrupted sleep, changes in appetite or weight, feeling very tired or low energy. So, by the way, if you've never been treated by a physician and you have some of these symptoms, you may not be depressed. You might just need to change your diet and go on a walk, go outside, talk to a friend, eat something besides hot chip, you know. Put down the hot chip. Eat some eggs. Eggs, salsa, a couple of pieces of fucking bacon. Some fucking coffee. All of these things will go away. And unless you really are depressed, then, you know, I'm obviously, like, I don't want to, I'm joking. But seriously, some of you, maybe I'm depressed. No, you don't drink water and you don't eat. That's what's fucking going on. Do those 2 things, and you're like, wow, life is worth living again. Yeah. Yep. I bet it fucking is. Okay, depression can cause difficulties in all aspects of life, including the community and at home, work, and school. A depressive episode can be categorized as mild, moderate, or severe, depending on the number of severity of symptoms, as well as the impact of the individual functioning. There are different patterns of depressive episodes, including single episode depressive disorder, meaning the person's first and only episode. Reoccurrent depressive disorder, meaning the person has a history of at least 2 depressive episodes. And bipolar disorder, meaning that depressive episodes alternate with periods of manic symptoms, which include euphoric and irritability, increased activity or energy, and other symptoms such as increased talkativeness, racing thoughts, increasing self-esteem, decreased need for sleep, distractibility, and impulsive, reckless behavior. Okay. So I didn't know that was how it goes. So single depressive disorder, reoccurrent depressive disorder, and bipolar disorder. So bipolar disorder is the third, the more severe form of depressive disorders. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. This coffee is so good, man. I feel like fuck sugar, bro. Just season your coffee or sweeten your coffee with honey or sweetened condensed milk. Those are the only 2 things you should ever be putting in your coffee. As far as sweeteners go, all that syrup and sugar, fuck all that. Those raw packets though, those raw packets aren't bad. But heavy whipping cream or milk, yeah. Depression results from a complex interaction of social, physiological, and biological factors. People who have gone through adverse life events, unemployment, bereavement. What does that mean? Bereavement. That's like when someone passes. It's like loss, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah. How do you say
Bereaved.
that? Bereaved. Deprived of a close relation or friend through their death. Traumatic events are more like, damn, I kind of, that shit is crazy. That kind of fucked me up. That's what it means. Okay. Or traumatic events are more likely to develop depression. Depression can in turn lead to more stress and dysfunction and worsen the affected person's life situation and the depression itself. Depression is closely related to and affected by physical health. Oh, okay, let's listen to this. Let me read that one more time. Depression is closely related to and affected by physical health. Many of the factors that influence depression, such as physical inactivity or harmful use of alcohol, are also known risk factors for disease such as cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, and respiratory disease. In turn, people with these diseases may also find themselves experiencing depression due to the difficulty associated with managing their condition. Prevention programs have been shown to reduce depression. Effective community approach to prevent depression, including school-based programs to enhance a pattern of positive coping in children and adolescents. I like that. That's very cool. I've never had anything like that before. I think what I think happens, especially, I think something like this is really cool. Like an idea where, maybe families or like, who knows, like children, maybe just a safe space for adolescents and kids to just express how they feel. Maybe some of the teachers have an idea of who is struggling right? So they make it a safe space for everybody while like paying very close attention to like a couple of key kids, right? Very like making them feel wanted and like happy, just giving them a safe space, you know, to not have to think about all of the crazy shit in the world. So we had, I mean, it wasn't necessarily like a mental health thing, but there was something where I used to live called the teen center, and that's kind of what their angle was, right? Like they would kids that would usually get in trouble in the street or were more likely to like fall victim to like, you know, gang violence, or just didn't really have a safe place to go, you know, after school or whatnot. The teen center was there to like kind of fill in while, you know, all of the, you know, the long part of the day, you know, is happening, and then, you know, you go home to your family and whatnot. But that's usually what that was. Like they'd order us pizza, we had movie nights. They looked out for you, you know, you got to build like, you had a sense of community with like all the kids and all that cool shit. But you know, I think I don't, but my point was, you know, you don't really see stuff like that anymore. At least like from my perspective, you know, I kind of work in, you know, this child behavior part of healthcare, and I think not a lot of schools do stuff like this. Not really. I mean, like maybe they'll do it in like in the form of like an event. Like they'll make it a, you know, for example, they'll make it kind of like a back to school thing where you get to, but that's more like talking to the parents about what they think is going on with their child. And sometimes that can be kind of dangerous, because if the kid is struggling and the parent is a part of that child struggling, and then the teacher's like, hey, so we think something is wrong with your child, like they come to school, you know, sad, and they kind of smell what you know, in the most polite way possible, that I want to ask you this, what the fuck is going on? And you know, the parent makes up something, and then, you know, some bullshit, and they go home and then they reprimand the child for talking like, don't talk about family business with strangers, you know, don't talk about how you feel with strangers, you don't know them, don't whatever happens in this house stays in this house type shit, you know what I mean? That's more of what I see, right? And then like the kid will come back with like another bruise, or like a really big bruise. That happened once. That was fucking scary. CPS had to get called. It was nasty day. But I see that. I don't really see like the goal of it being, hey, we're going to get to the, not get to the bottom, but like this is going to be a space where all of us can talk about what's going on, and, you know, help one another, help each other, you know, get through this. Yeah. You kind of see shit like this with AA, but I don't know. I feel like especially nowadays, like no one wants to connect. Not the real way, not the way that matters, not face to face. This is me. If you're watching me right now, my podcast, my platform is a face to face business. This is a face to face business. It has to be, because if I'm talking to you over a fucking computer forever, like you may like me, yeah, but how much of me do you really know? I want it to be like you're fucking touching me and shit. Let's see. There are effective treatments for depression. These include psychological treatment and addictions. Seek care if you have symptoms of depression. Psychological treatments are the first treatments for depression. They can be combined with antidepressant medications to moderate and in moderate and severe depression. Antidepressant medications are not needed for mild depression. Oh. Physical treatments can teach new ways of thinking, coping, or relating to others. They may include talk therapy with professionals and supervised lay therapies. Lay therapy. Supervised lay therapy. What's that? What's that mean? Supervised lay therapy. individuals who provide mental health consoling or counseling services under the guidance of licensed therapists or other qualified professionals. They are not licensed mental health professionals, but have received specific trainings and support to help individuals with their emotional and psychological needs. Supervision ensures that the lay therapists adhere to ethical standards and guidelines, receive ongoing professional development, and can refer to clinical appropriate specific or specialists when needed. Lay therapists, also known as lay counselors, do not. I think that's like, what the fuck is what like? Why is it called lay? Oh, right. When you're on the bed, cool. So classic, like, or not classic, but like this is the form of therapy that we usually see in TV shows. I think this is the point of therapy that was like. I guess it just lay therapy just means like get comfortable. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Effective. Yeah, where am I? Lay therapy. Talk therapy can happen in person or online. Psychological treatments may be acute or may be accessed through self-help mutuals, websites, and apps. Effective psychological treatments or depression, including behavioral actions. Oh, okay. My bad. Behavioral action, cognitive behavioral therapy, interpersonal therapy, and problem-solving therapy. I like that. I like the sound of that. Give me the tools and I'll figure it out myself. I like that. Antidepressant medications includes selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, such as fluoxetine. I don't know how to say that. Healthcare providers should keep in mind the possible adverse effects associated with antideprant medications. The delivery or the ability to deliver either intervention in terms of expertise and or treatment availability and individual performance. Antidepressants should not be used for treating depression in children and are not the first line of treatment in adolescents, among who they should be used with caution. Different medications and treatments are used for bipolar disorder. Okay, interesting. Self-care. Self-care can play an important role in managing symptoms. I'm sorry. I feel like self-care is such a it's self-care is like apparently, a medical term, but it's just funny how we use self-care for fucking everything now. You know what I'm saying? Like literally everything. It's not even a joke. Like, oh, I'm taking a self-care day. I'm gonna buy like 6 Ben and Jerry ice creams and I'm gonna eat them and then knock the fuck out, type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. That's more of what it is now. Okay. Self-care can play an important role in managing symptoms of depression and promoting overall well-being. What you can do. Try to keep doing activities you used to enjoy. Stay connected to friends and family. Exercise regularly, even if it's just a short walk. Stick to regular eating and sleeping habits as much as possible. Avoid or cut down alcohol and don't use illicit drugs, which can make depression worse. Don't know what that means. Illegal drug is a substance that can prohibited by law, meaning its production and sale. If weed counts, fuck that. If you're depressed, smoke weed. If you're depressed, smoke weed. Hell fucking yeah. All that other crazy hard shit, like all the pills and the powder, yeah, stay away from that, but smoke weed for sure. Which can smoke weed and go to the gym and eat a steak and eggs off a cutting board. That's what you should do. I'm not even fucking kidding. Which can make depression worse. Talk to someone who trusts you or trusts you about your talk to someone you trust about your feelings. Seek help. You're reading that right? Seek help from a healthcare provider if you have thoughts of suicide. Remember, you are not alone, and that many people have gone through what you're experiencing and found help. Talk to someone you trust and how you feel. Talk to someone you trust about how you feel. Talk to a healthcare worker, such as a doctor or a counselor. Join a support group. Who response? Who's Medical Health Act? Okay, so I think this is yeah, we don't need to read that. Cool. So both of these articles were very informational. We learned about depression today. We read about depression. We learned what causes it. We learned what makes it worse. And we also learned a few coping skills on what we can do. So some of the coping skills we learned were just take a damn break, to be honest. Some of the coping mechanisms: try talking to a family member or a friend, exercise, eat and sleep regularly, join a support group, maybe talk to your physician if things get a little out of hand. You know, if you feel like nothing's at the end of the tunnel, stay away from alcohol and drugs, except for weed, and talk to someone you trust about your feelings. Just all of these things are very important because like depression is like we read all of the scary stuff, all of the symptoms: poor concentration, feeling guilt, self-worth, or like low self-esteem, hopelessness about the future, disrupted sleep, feeling very tired, low energy, changes in appetite and weight, like all of those things, right? But what we have here are a couple of things you can actually do today without talking to somebody that can help you move that needle just a little bit to the right so you can start getting back to, how you were feeling. That super awesome, happy self that you have, and with that sundress on, all that ass shaking in the wind, you know what I'm saying? Just jiggling everywhere. That's you. And we need you back. We need you back. Okay, kitties. Whew. It's time for me to head out. Thank you for joining. Spin fire in the booth, but I'm not a rat. Amazing.